And welcome back to the Lucky Underdog Show, everybody, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is the Lucky Underdogs podcast brought to you by Believe Network and Goodman Productions. Thank y'all for tuning in, whether it's on Bally Sports in Ohio, on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, Spotify, or you just listening to us however you can on Believe.com, whatever. We appreciate you tuning in. As always, it's your boy, Devin Butler, and
it's your boy CJ. When you on the Lucky Underdog podcast, where we highlighting the underdogs of the week every week, the guys who don't get the spotlight to shine, who always come in with that hard hat when they get the opportunity to take advantage. And we are pleased to have my boy, my guy, one of my best friends, Jarron Jones, on this week.
yeah.
Still playing, switched from D line to O line, but played 4 years at D tackle at Notre Dame. I think he's the all-time leading field goal blocks.
Oh, yeah.
He's the all-time leader in field goal blocks at the University of Notre Dame. So a legend, everybody. So welcome.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Nice to be on. Nice to be with my guys again, man. I miss y'all boys.
Yeah, man, it's been a while, JJ, man. It's just some good old Zom days, man. It's just some good old Zom days, yo.
R.I.P. Zom,
Last
man.
time
R.I.P. Zom.
I came to Syracuse to come visit you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do remember when you came out to Q's to visit. We had, yeah. That was a time, man. That was a time, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to the Q's, man. Shout out to upstate New York. 315-585, stand up, man.
All of it.
Yeah. You can't relate to that. You don't know about that cold up there, CJ.
I ain't been up there. I ain't really trying to.
Yeah. You ain't built like that. You got to be built different to be in upstate New York, man.
I live in Texas now.
I respect upstate New York, man, all the way.
Get below 50, I'm good, bro. Get below 50, I'm like,
Bro, you from Virginia?
I live in Texas now, boy. That blood, my blood thin.
That boy is terrible, man. He's terrible, man. So, all right, now we got to talk this week about that bona fide win. The Irish really bounced back this week. I think they definitely showed everybody some toughness, some heart, and some grit that we really hadn't seen in a few weeks. You know, the defense was clicking. The offense, they did their job. You know what I mean? But it's a total team win, like on all phases of the ball. I mean, I don't remember the last time Notre Dame had a touchdown on offense, defense, and special teams. That's a hell of a game right there.
Yeah. No,
the thing is, for me, that's just been ringing in my head ever since that win. It just makes that Louisville loss that much more infuriating.
And then Louisville went and lost, got blown out by Pitt.
It's a loss, like
Tebow Flemister, man.
I wonder, we just needed them to win out and be ACC champs or something, so that loss looked a little better. Now it just looks crazy in my opinion.
I knew it.
They still only got one.
I just knew it from the Duke game. I was like, man, it's just too. The Ohio State Duke is just too emotional. We go to Louisville and they just got Jack Harlow at the game. I was talking to Amir today. Amir said they in the locker room. They said Louisville was rocking, boy. They said nobody was in our locker room was hype at all. They said Louisville was rocking. So man, we just ain't had a juice. But then obviously, come to USC and we gonna get our juice back for USC. That's a
every time.
Especially at home. It's supposed to rain. It's gonna be cold, rainy. The game is over at that point. We already won. We play anytime we play at home. It's cold. USC got to come to us. It's already over with because they ain't trying to come. They ain't trying to play that game. Them boys really ain't trying to play. So man, we just had to go handle business on Saturday. But the defense came to play, man. That was fun to see. Offense. The offense is what it is at this point. I just know just give the running backs the ball, and then let Sam Hartman throw the deep ball. Then that's it. That's what the offense should be for the rest of the year. But the defense, they got to come and play like that every week because them boys is balling, especially them DBs.
What you think, JJ? What you think, JJ? What's your takeaways from the game, bro?
I mean, yeah, it was kind of like our best defensive performance, best special teams performance as well. Run game was very solid. We got to rely on that heavy. If the run game's not going, then it's kind of like from an offensive standpoint, we got no chance. Not saying we got no chance, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like our run game has to go first before our pass game opens up. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that we got Sam Hartman as our quarterback, but we don't have like even with like Kyle McCord, he has Marvin Harrison Jr. Even with Caleb Williams, he has Brendan Rice. Everybody has a receiver. Penix, he has Roman Duze, whatever his last name is. I feel like we're still looking for our X factor at receiver,
So,
and I feel like with maturity, I feel like that will come. We did have some guys out, but yeah, our defense came to play. Our D line actually got off blocks and got pressure on the quarterback, which was a big plus because it kind of forced the ball out, forced a lot of interceptions, a lot of incompletions and turnovers. Yeah, and our guys were all over the field. Our linebacking play and our D back play has been lights out throughout the season. I feel like that's just been our complete strong point leading up to this point. So yeah, man, I feel like this was a game that we really put it all together in terms of complementary football.
For sure. No, most definitely. I agree with that. I definitely think it was a beautiful thing to see the pressure that the D line was getting on Caleb. Because
Exactly.
he's
Yeah.
somebody that's definitely active and always improvising in the pocket. So it's not uncommon to see him moving around in the pocket, but he didn't look comfortable when he was moving around versus us.
no,
Like everything looked like it was rushed. It wasn't it wasn't like he was spinning out the ways that he wanted to go. Like we was really
Mm-hmm.
disciplined. You had that one guy that was disciplined closing it off so he couldn't just spin out or step up and just have an open lane. So it definitely was great discipline. I think you gotta tip your hat to Al Golden and the
shout out
defensive
Al Golden.
coaches. You
Shout out
feel me? They
Yeah.
definitely did. They
Yeah.
cooked that up. They was
Yeah.
cooking up on Saturday. Slim like they was
Yeah.
cooking up.
And I feel like, especially going against a team and a quarterback like Caleb Williams, like you got to come out swinging off the rip rather than trying to fill out the game because you don't want a guy like him to get comfortable. I feel like last year when we played him, he got real comfortable really early. So that kind of pretty much paved the way for him to get a big game. And, obviously, that first drive, he's starting out with a pick on the first third down. You know what I'm saying? It took him a while to settle in. Obviously they were going to start, once he settled in, they started cooking a little bit, but, they still scored 20. But that's given with a team like USC with a bunch of weapons, a bunch of speed, and a high profile quarterback that can get the ball anywhere it needs to go. So yeah, I feel like I respect the mindset to come out swinging rather than starting out passive, try to see what they're going to do to us first, rather than we shoot first, ask questions later.
No, facts. I think anytime if you got a 60-year quarterback, somebody that you truly confident in leading your team, anytime you can hold your opponents to under 20 points, you should expect to win that game.
He's doing that game, absolutely.
So and I
Yeah.
think they've won pretty much every game this season that they've held their opponents under 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, except
Yep.
for the Ohio State game, which that could have went either way if it was a little more disciplined. But we're not here to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
That still hurts.
Yeah.
Live and learn,
We're not.
And I think, I think, talking, hearing Freeman talk, him taking the blame, for those two games, those two losses, really, puts a lot of respect on his name for me because, because I mean, when we was playing, our coach, he was throwing everybody under the bus, he pointed the finger at everybody, So, it was good to see, that he was like, if he was saying, literally, he said, we got the players to win. If we don't win, it's because of us. It's because of the coaches.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see a coach, take accountability for that because I mean, it's as a player that makes you happy because you like, man, you're gonna make mistakes. You go out there, you're gonna play your heart out, but sometimes you don't feel like you're in the right position, and a lot of times, that's kind of true, and they just got to put them in the right positions a lot of times, and so we got the players to win. We just got to make sure we being consistent on both fronts as far as coaching and players. And I think as long as we keep doing that, we're gonna keep winning.
It also gives like a sense of security to like our guys to make them realize that at the end of the day, no matter how they play, the coaches got their back.
Yeah.
That especially when you give a player that, like he gonna want to run through a brick wall for you. So I feel like that helps a big deal in how our players play and the confidence in which they come out with. Because think about like the year where we even went 4-8. Too many guys was just too afraid to mess up, and they was afraid to get outed to the media and stuff like that for like they bad play or being felt like they're a liability. But as time went on, you get that vote of confidence from your coaches. Nothing better than that. Think about just like even in our careers, like when you get that one bit of vote of confidence from whether it's Coach Kelly or whether it's our position coach, we start playing like a new dude. You know what I'm saying? We start playing more confident. We start making more plays. We start having it's just better belief in ourselves to no matter who we playing against. It's just a belief in yourself, and that's pretty much what the game of football is all about. Pretty much, if you really think about it, when it comes to one of 11 doing their jobs. It's believing in yourself to whether you feel you can compete or you feel like you belong or not. So,
Yeah. No, that's a great insight right there. That's great insight. And I got a question for y'all because this, again, something that I always have harped on this whole season is how shitty we have been on third downs. And again, 3 for 10 this game. So my question is, do y'all have confidence, like supreme confidence in the offense? Like, are the offensive worries over? Or do y'all think there's still some worry with the offense? Because I know I'm still a little worried. I don't think that they're hitting on all cylinders still. Like, I know they're making some plays, which is a brighter spot than what it has been. But what do y'all think? Are the offensive worries over?
I mean,
I wouldn't say it's necessarily over, but it does give you a better belief when you have the line that you have followed by the running back that you have. So, for one thing, if you can get that run game going, then we can live it because we can just play the run game and just throw it over their heads when they want to pack up the box. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when we get into that game mode, I feel like we will win that game anytime. I don't care who the opponent is. It could be Georgia. If we can get the run game going, if we were playing against Georgia right now, and if we can get the run game going and can still play our usual system in our comfort of getting the run game going, get pounding them, probably getting 5 or 6 yards of carry, and then getting them to pack the box and throwing them one-on-one balls. I like our chances. I would like our chances in that game. But if it's anything outside of that, if we can't get the run game going, we got to rely on the pass game and rely on our receivers to get open. All right, we in for a ball game, as you saw against Louisville. It could be any opponent. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if Duke was playing like that, it could have been Duke. That could have been Central Michigan. If they was packing, if we had to come out throwing the ball first, I don't know if we win that game with as much ease as we did. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and for sure. And I think it kind of comes down to like this: the receivers haven't proved themselves to be. I mean, our number one receiver is Mitchell Evans. He's basically our number one receiver. I mean, Sam Hartman said it, a couple of times. And so I mean, we still in the Michael Meyer phase. I feel like we still in our tight end U, and that's no issue. But as far as like big play passing, we're not gonna make those plays. And I mean, it's just guys got to step up. But I mean, I think for the offense to be consistent, we just like you said, JJ, we just got to run the ball. Like we got to get that run game going. And I mean, it has to start with estimate, but it has to be a rotation of the backs, because when we were rotating those backs, nobody could stop the offense that we had. Because then you rotate the backs, you got everybody's coming in fresh, and then boom, you let Sam Hartman do what he does best. He throws the ball deep. His deep ball is beautiful, as everybody can see. He has a beautiful deep ball. Every time he throws the deep ball, is only like contested by us. It's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. He has a really good deep ball. So like let him do that, because when we have to let him, try to find the receivers getting open on these short routes, it's not really working. We gotta just try to. I'm just saying, we just run the ball, let the run game be our intermediate pass game, and just throw it over their head. Because man, this driving back and just trying to throw the ball on everybody, it's not. I mean, on anybody, it's not gonna work. We just gotta, especially with the backs, we got. With Jadarian Price taking that kick return back like that, and then Jeremiah Love, and I mean, along with Estime, and then we got, I forgot what's number 3 name, Jabrian,
Jabrian.
Like, man, like just keep rotating those guys in, and with the O line we got, you're gonna be fresh. We're gonna be fresh the whole game.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And as you bring up Jadarian Price, I think good time to talk about the underdogs of the week. You know what I mean? I definitely want to say my underdog of the week is just the entire special teams unit. I think they don't get enough credit, and it's always a big deal whenever you can score. and on special teams on that phase of the ball. That's huge. And then have your punt returner average 23 yards of return. That's 2 first downs right there. So that's huge for the offense. So, and that's kind of something that still has me worried about the offense. Like, this is a great win, don't get me wrong. But like JJ was saying, it's such a complimentary win that the offense didn't really have to be spectacular in order for them to win this game because the defense and the special team stepped up so much.
Mm-hmm.
So my underdog of the week, I'm going to go with Devin Ford for the punt returns. 3 for 69 yards. That's huge. Pause.
Wow.
I said pause, bro.
I already know. Yeah.
Chill, man.
Yeah. So I mean, definitely, I think for me, I'm gonna say Al Golden, my underdog, man. Because
okay.
I ain't never messed with Al Golden. When I was getting recruited in high school, man, I sent him an email. I sent him my highlights and stuff. He was at Miami. He
To
ain't
the
respond.
U.
He ain't respond.
Yeah, I remember them days.
I said,
Yeah,
"Nah, I don't
boy.
mess with. I ain't messed with him ever since. He never responded, bro. So I thought I was gonna give me a offer from Miami. I ain't never get nothing. So hey, listen, but nah, I'm Al Golden for me, man. He put together a plan, and the guys executed it. And he put together a hell of a plan. From the locker room, I think he was even in the locker room. He said, if we execute this plan, we're gonna get a lot of sacks, and we're gonna create a lot of turnovers. And I think they had 8 sacks and threw 2 picks and a forced fumble.
Two fumbles. Two forced fumbles.
I mean, yes. Al Golden, shout out to you.
Yeah. You got an underdog this week, JJ? I know this is your first week on here, man. You don't know if you got one off the top.
My underdog is Coach Freeman.
Yeah.
Man, just like of all the hurdles he has to face and all the ridicule that he was facing from just that Louisville loss, people trying to say his seat's getting warm and all this other stuff. The fact that he could rally those guys together and come out and play a full complimentary football style lights out win like that, and despite him, he initially wanted what's buddy that came from Tampa? Leftwich.
Yeah, Leftwich. Yeah.
He wanted Leftwich. He didn't get the offensive coordinator that was probably top priority on this list. But despite all the hurdles he's faced because of the Notre Dame values and all that, which I respect, but for him to still have the recruiting class that he has, these big recruits that we got coming in, and getting guys who want to win despite Notre Dame being in the state where they can't get like the super big NIL money, I got to tip my hat off to him for the job that he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think any other coach can put up the results that he's put up given the circumstances. So that's my underdog of the week.
Nice. All right. So we're going to close this chapter on USC, man. It was a great win. They're going into this bye week this week. Is it fall break? Because whenever that fall break and that bye week link up together, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing right there, man. That's a beautiful thing.
Go home for that weekend.
Oh man,
it's like an NFL bye week.
Man,
I think they were saying they got another bye week coming up too. Like they got like 2 bye weeks in the next 4 weeks. So
that's nice. That was much needed too. This bye week was much needed.
It was needed.
And I know that was definitely that light at the end of the tunnel after these 4 crazy distractions.
They probably needed it before Ohio State, honestly.
They needed it before Louisville for sure. That's for sure.
Before Louisville.
When they really needed it.
That's when they needed
before
it.
Louisville,
I don't think any team in college football right now, if they were to face the slate that we faced for 4 straight ranked teams and the quality of the opponents that we played, I don't think anybody does better. I mean, some teams might go 3-1 in that scenario. You probably got your Georgias, your Alabamas, and probably maybe at Oregon or something like that. But I think everybody else at least goes 2.
Oregon just lost.
Oregon might go 1 and 3. Oregon might go 1 and 3 in that stretch because they get some defense put on them.
Yeah,
that's over with.
Yeah,
you know how that Pac-12 go. You put a little defense on them sometimes, and that can go sour real quick.
Yeah. For sure.
True.
For sure, man. But before we close up out of here, we definitely got to touch on the Jones legacy at Notre Dame, man. We got Jarron and Jameer, two brothers at Notre Dame. Both came through. Both did great things on the defensive line. Then both went made money in the league. Both of them playing, still doing their thing, man. So just talk to me a little bit. Talk to us a little bit about how that went when you going to Notre Dame first. And did you know that your brother was going to come? Did you pressure him to come? Did it pause? Did you know what I'm saying? Like, what was that experience like, and how was it playing with your little brother, like having him there with
All right, I'm not gonna lie because right now we're kind of like 5 years removed from the program. Our head coach is not even there no more and all that.
you? Keep it
So I'm
real.
gonna be honest.
Give us that real spill,
My
man.
fifth, my 5th year, obviously my little brother wasn't getting as highly recruited simply because people just automatically assumed that he was just gonna come to Notre Dame. But to be honest, I was actually kind of at that point where like I was considering transferring. For 5th year, I kind of felt like with most of the class that I came in with being gone and stuff like that, and I don't know, I didn't really feel that closeness with Coach Kelly. I mean, obviously with the defense coaches, I always felt close with them, but with my head coach and just like how things were going, I kind of saw fit as to want to transfer. I considered it. I obviously never acted on it. And, him, because it was funny when Jameer got offered initially when we sat in that meeting. As soon as he got the offer, he decided to commit right then and there on the spot. Didn't talk to nobody, didn't nothing. It was like, all right. At that point, and then it was kind of like at that point because like I was like leaning on telling my mom, I was about to start telling my mom like, yo, I think I want to transfer. And she was like, you ain't going nowhere now.
That's funny.
So, little bro made you stay at Notre Dame, huh?
Yeah,
That's
but
what you saying?
obviously, yeah, but obviously everything has its way for a reason. Looking back on it, I probably wouldn't have wanted it any other way because it kind of taught me some things that I probably because obviously in that moment in
That
time
boy
you
don't
think
even
you
want to look
got
in the
all the
camera and say it. Look in the camera and
no no
say
no no
it.
no no no
It's
no
okay,
but yeah,
JJ.
but like
You wanted to leave Notre Dame. You can say it, brother. I left too. It's okay. You wanted out, and little bro brought you back in. Damn.
yeah but like like just like looking back you know
It was a
you think you
blessing.
got
It was a
everything
blessing. It was a blessing
you think you
still,
got
for
everything.
sure.
It was like kind of like a hidden blessing because like
Yeah.
I don't know what would have transpired if I would have went to another school. You know what I'm saying? You can always assume that something's going to go really well, but everything doesn't work
The
out the way
grass is definitely not always greener on the other
Yeah.
side. It definitely ain't, brother. It
Yeah.
definitely
Looking back on it 5 years ago, I don't wish I transferred. I'm glad it happened the way it did because it was kind of like awesome. Like me and my little brother, we didn't play together since before that year. We didn't play together since youth league basketball. Like it was like I was, and he was like maybe like 5 or 6.
And
So
he
like
was just on the team just to be on the team,
Yeah.
just type,
he
yeah.
was just on the team just to be on the team. Like when he
Yeah.
scored, like it was kind of like like that. Everybody
Everybody,
go wild.
like,
Our youngest players in the
See, now you
game.
telling these
You
stories
know what I'm
about him.
saying?
Now we're going to have him on here, let him tell his side of the story too now. So
Oh
be
nah,
careful
he got.
now.
Jameer had the better and Jameer had the better NFL career, and Jameer had the better high school career. Jameer won. I don't think nobody knows this. Jameer won 3 state championships in high
dang.
school.
Okay.
Doing football, he's actually supposed to three-peat, but like what happened was we had a quarterback that was like one of the top quarterbacks in the country. He broke his arm, and Jameer actually had to fill in and play quarterback the rest
Damn.
of the way
Dang.
for the rest
It
of that
wasn't winning
regular
that
Oh,
one.
season.
yeah, I know
And
that was
Yeah,
hurting.
I knew that
I
was
know
rough.
they was hurting. I know that wasn't good. That's not
no,
conducive.
Bro, go watch Jameer highlight tape. Jameer was a baller at quarterback. Y'all
Yeah,
tripping.
he couldn't. He
Okay,
couldn't. He couldn't
Dante,
take it all the way though.
Dante
Jameer,
Culpepper. Dante Culpepper in the
not,
pocket.
more like a Cam
He
Newton
can't
type
really
ordeal.
go
Okay.
down
Jameer,
running.
because you got to think Jameer was a lot skinnier when he was in
Yeah,
high school.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
like
You're
Jameer was
right.
a lot more athletic, and he played lacrosse too, so he can
with the
move in
lacrosse. I
open field.
forgot y'all lacrosse guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
That boy big
yeah.
up.
So
That's how I like. That's how I like big bros to talk about their little brother,
Yeah,
man.
he's like,
Yeah, yeah,
he ain't
man.
messing
yeah,
with
nah,
little brother.
Yeah, man.
Jameer
That's all
wasn't
right, man. Yeah.
Jameer was a dude, man. I ain't gonna take that away from him.
You was a
Jameer,
dude too, bro.
it,
I ain't gonna let you sell yourself short, fam.
but like okay, but like me, like I played D line and I played tight end. Jameer played quarterback, tight end, receiver, defensive end, inside linebacker, and he played safety.
Okay,
I mean, but
it's
look
hard
at
to
you.
argue with that.
You
But
6'8",
listen to
300.
this, bro. You played D-line your whole college career. How the hell you
Yeah,
end up in the Giants training camp as an offensive tackle?
Offensive tackle.
because
Because you a
it was
dog.
simple. They pulled me. They pulled me. No, they pulled me out of a meeting. They pulled me out of a rookie meeting, and I remember I'm coming out because anytime when you get called out of a meeting early, you think you get cut.
Sweating.
So I'm like, bro,
Sweating
like I just got
instantly.
here. What y'all cutting me for? But they was like, nah, you're not getting cut. They just said starting tomorrow though, you're gonna start going with the old lineman. So at that point, like, what am I supposed to say at that point? Because obviously, throughout my recruiting process, people was trying to get me to play tackle. And looking back on it, I kind of wish I did because I kind of would have been a top
You've been
5 pick.
crazy. You've been
Probably
crazy.
Yeah,
been,
you definitely might. You
but
You've been
definitely might
crazy at
have been
tackle,
paid now.
but but like at that time, like what you gonna tell what you gonna tell the head coach when he telling you starting tomorrow you're gonna play another
Oh no,
position?
yeah, you already know you.
Cool.
You're like,
Appreciate
where's my
Yeah,
playbook?
it.
Where's
thank
my
you.
playbook?
Thank you for the opportunity.
Where's my
Say
playbook?
which
Let me.
plays, you feel
You feel
me?
me?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
literally straight like that. And after that, I just hit the ground running. It took me 5 long years, but now these past 3 years it's kind of like been a breeze, and I'm starting to realize that I can't. I always knew I could do it, but like really actually putting the work in play and actually doing it, it kind of it. I feel like it's kind of been like more of a moment where I pat myself on the back. It's like really like wow. You playing your secondary position of what got you in the league, because what got me in the league was being a
For
D
sure.
lineman,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm playing a whole different position on the complete opposite side of the ball. Was behind the 8 ball because you don't look. Offense is a completely conceptually different type of learning style than it is to learn a defensive
100%.
playbook. You know what I'm saying? So just getting over that hurdle, and then also having to get over the hurdle of reading defenses, reading reading blitz, just a whole bunch of things being thrown at you. And mind you, it's a dude right across from you that runs a 4.5 or lower,
Right, your size.
about as big as you, and he also gets paid $100 million to get to the
Mhm.
quarterback. So like,
Yeah.
just the fact that, I kind of went through that fire and still like came out on top, like pause,
Yeah.
I pat myself on the back for it. So, it's just kind of been just a humility, just keep working type of ordeal. Just the same workers, man, like mindset. I also think back of all the times where, even when I was working as a D lineman, looking over at Coach Easton going off on his lineman, I kind of just think of just the stuff he was engraving in his lineman head, just some of the things that I remember. It kind of helped shape me as a lineman today. You know what I'm saying? I've reached out to Coach Easton to get work on my game. It took a lot for me to become the player I am today. It wasn't just like, no, I just woke up on it took a lot of work, and a lot of these kids need to understand that, nothing's ever handed to you. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's just in this mindset now where they just live in delusion where they just think just because they show up, things should be handed to them. No, you got to put the work in, and that's what I kind of just like te- base myself on. Main jewel I try to drop to these kids that because now in the off season I'm a dean of students at a small charter school of all boys. I be trying to drop that in there. Hey, y'all got to put this work in, man. Y'all can't just y'all. It's not just gonna happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as an overnight celebrity anymore. You know what I'm saying? You got to start putting the work in. You got to figure out a way to set yourself apart from everybody else to where you can get the recognition that you feel you deserve. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something I pride myself on.
Shout
That's
out JJ.
beautiful, man. Definitely. Hell yeah, man. Molding the youth, man. That's all
That's what it's
right,
all
man.
about. Passing it along. Each
Mm-hmm.
Trying
one
to.
teach one,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Somebody told me that one time.
Right,
Each one
man.
teach one.
Right.
And, we just keep
Yeah.
on whatever we learn. Especially the path we all took, man. We didn't chosen to be great. Go to a place like Notre Dame, a top 5 program. Academically and
Facts.
athletically. So we want to keep teaching these kids, what's best.
Yeah.
And we're at the best path. And even though it might not be what their path might not be the same as ours, but shit, they got to know that each step means something. God is taking them along that path each step. So they just got to keep on.
And we've all had to sacrifice something along.
Absolutely.
It was something that we've had to sacrifice that, maybe looking back then, we kind of wanted that other thing a little more, but, just thinking about the bigger picture, we kind of did it with blind faith, and look where it goes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 100%, man. Well, JJ, man, we appreciate you for pulling up, for chopping it up with us, brother.
Yeah, man. Always.
It's
Man.
always
I
a
appreciate
pleasure.
y'all having me.
This an underdog
appreciate y'all
reunion
having
right
me.
here, man.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
sir.
This a good reunion right here, man. So definitely appreciate you for pulling up. And you, as everybody, we always say thank you for tuning in. As always, it's the Lucky Underdogs podcast brought to you by Believe Network, Goodman Productions, and Bally Sports in Ohio. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace, man. Y'all be easy.